Okay, so I feel as though 2025 is like one of those, well, not even 2025, a lot of 2024, a lot of the last few years actually has been this stream of negativity, right? Where everybody is walking into these films and being super fucking judgmental. They're judging the story, they're judging the set design, they're judging the acting, they're judging the writing, just everything. And we've kind of lost the ability as a group to just go in, enjoy some shit, and then go the fuck home, right? Let's take an example, right? Nosferatu came out just a few months ago, right? Fantastic. Writing A tier, acting S tier, set design A tier. Everything about this film was great, right? Loved it from beginning to end. But if you were to take a step back and go, hey, what's some other really, really great vampire movies that I can get into that I can actually enjoy? A lot of people would basically say the Underworld franchise. It's one of the biggest vampire franchises outside of Blade that you can basically sit down and enjoy the entire thing just from beginning all the way until the end. Here's the thing. There's bad writing in the Underworld franchise. There's bad acting in the Underworld franchise. There's bad CGI in the Underworld franchise. But people still swear by it because it's super fun. You sit down and you're watching vampires take on fucking werewolves and hybrids for the entire run. I believe that Underworld Awakening, which is the second one, is in my opinion the best one out of the entire friggin' franchise, just from beginning to end. All smoke. But then you could take another step over and you can go, the Blade franchise is also pretty fucking good and pretty freaking up there in regards to vampire stuff. Blade 1, Blade 2, Blade 3. Some people will say they love Blade 1 more than 2 and 3. I'm one of the people that I love Blade 2 way more than I love Blade 3. And it's just a little bit ahead of Blade 1 for me. But there's an ability in that space to take a step back and be like, this is for me. I enjoy this. I have a blast with that. The writing for this is not as great as this, but I can watch this film like 15 times. And in regards to The Gorge, all I heard was negative shit. It's a horrible film. It's five films that don't know what they want. It's six raccoons in a trench coat. And going into it, I was going to be super fucking judgmental. I was like, okay, I'm expecting six raccoons in a trench coat, basically. A film that doesn't know what it wants to be. Is it going to be like Captain Marvel? Is it going to be space opera? Is it going to be buddy cop film? Who knows? I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I like this film from beginning to end. I'm not going to do a lot of spoilers outside of the trailers. That will give people a little bit of time to basically go sit down and watch this film. But this film was dope as fuck. Miles Teller, my man has been like he's been on a side quest since Top Gun Maverick. He's just been popping up and stuff. And every time he pops up and stuff, he's typically like the best part. I feel as though Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan, after the bombing that was Fantastic Four, they basically went off and were like, nah, dog, we need to we need to show the world that this film being bad wasn't our fault. We need to show the world that this film being horrible was not on us because they've been absolutely killing it since that film essentially came out. But the concept of the film is Mal Teller's Levi and Anya Taylor-Joy's Drasa. They're both soldiers for rival factions. Miles Teller is a American soldier, and Anya Taylor-Joy's Drasa is a part of the Soviet Union, or if not the Soviet Union, that she's a part of like Russia, but one of those small countries that's like aligned with Russia. She's like in the Eastern orbit, essentially. And they're both dealing with different aspects of PTSD. Miles Teller is dealing with the survivor's guilt aspect of PTSD, where he doesn't feel as though he should be here. And to be quite honest, he doesn't really have a drive or a motivation. He's just kind of like, if it happens, it happens. If I wake up tomorrow, I wake up tomorrow. If I go to that thing, I don't go to that thing. It really doesn't matter. Nothing really matters in this universe. Everything is basically just subjective. Where Anya Taylor Joy is dealing with the "Am I only a killer?" Like I feel nothing anymore. Being a sniper and killing these people for my country, absolutely nothing. Like I'm hollow. I have no meaning. I don't even think I truly understand the concept of love. Like, will Will this be the only thing that defines me until I end up going up against something that can finally kill me? And one of the aspects that I love that isn't really talked about a lot is how both of the characters end up healing each other in a sense, right? Because they both understand where the other is essentially coming from because they've both had to kill people. But it's the interactions between the both of them that end up, like, for instance, Miles Teller's character, he can't sleep. Like, he has these horrible nightmares. Anya Taylor-Joy's character also can't sleep, but she's in the form of insomnia. So where Miles Teller's character is constantly waking up, terrified of the dreams that he's having, Anya Taylor-Joy's character is just up. And it's him looking across the gorge and seeing her like reading a book or staring out at the stars or sitting down. He begins to become curious about her. And then her noticing the fact that he's looking at her, she begins to get curious about him. Then they start trading information. And then, sure enough, it ends up becoming an episode of How I Met Your Mother. And I was like, see what I mean? Here's my single ass. Those motherfuckers are put at one of the gates of hell to defend like a super secret thing that if it gets out, it's gonna cause the Last of Us for the entire freaking universe. And here's my single ass watching them like the whole fucking time. I love their relationship. Their relationship was dope as hell. I also like how their relationship leads into the realization that basically what's inside the gorge wasn't Cap. Where it's like, oh shit, these things are fucking real. Due to the fact that as they're getting to know each other, an attack basically happens, and then during that attack, they realize that the monsters inside the gorge are an actual real thing. What are they? Think of a hybrid between The Last of Us and Annihilation. Now, for those who don't remember, Annihilation came out 6 years ago, 7 years ago. The concept of Annihilation was a meteor crashes down onto the planet. There's like this creature or entity inside the meteor. It creates this zone known as the Shimmer. The Shimmer basically melds the DNA of animals, plants, and wildlife. Well, humans, plants, and wildlife together to create these crazy combinations, such as that creepy fucking bear that at first it was fused with like a tree, but then it ate one of the women and ended up fusing with parts of her so that it had her scream from like the last moments before she was killed. Best scene in the fucking movie. It's absolutely freaking great. But that's the concept of what's essentially happening inside of the gorge. Now, while that's happening, of course, there's a whole lot more to like a mystery and a situation to what exactly is going on down there that leads to basically both of them discovering that their assignment is essentially bullshit. It's great. Sigourney Weaver's also in this, and once again, every time Sigourney Weaver pops up in anything, she's always like the best part. I feel as though at this point in time in Sigourney Weaver's career, they're just like, we need a woman who can play the role of being an untrustworthy member of some type of organization that's gonna backstab you. And then Sigourney Weaver's just on the short list. She's like top three. They're like Sigourney Weaver, Glenn Close, and then insert whoever the hell you want into position position number three. That's basically it. I love this film. I thought this film was dope as hell. I love the relationships between them. I like the design. The set design for this is fantastic. I like just how crazy the biome of the gorge is, where you can land in the creepy infected woods and then transition into like this red misted hellscape where the infection has twisted human bodies into trees and their mouths are just like agape in like these weird angles and you can hear a faint just screaming of the pain that they're constantly in for being turned into like this form. I like how crazy and creepy the the infection, which borders on it borders damn near on fucking demonic, like some shit that you would see in Doom, but at the exact same time, something that you would kind of see in Dead Space. where it's gobbling everything up, but because the human mind is so strong, the human mind has become an element of it, and then you see it reflected in basically everything. That's dope as hell. Like that was cool as fuck. I loved all of that shit. The weakest part for me, I would say, is the final act of the film. I think it wraps up just a little bit too fast, gives everybody just too neat of a little bow, and then sends our heroes off to just be happy with each other. I kind of feel as though we could have done with like another 30 minutes probably, just to extend what was going on and talk about the dangers just a little bit more. And maybe tease that if they were probably going to do a sequel or anything along those lines, that would be cool as fuck. But other than that, I absolutely love this film. This film was a really, really great time. It was a good 2 hours spent. And I didn't check my phone once. That's typically the passing of a really, really good movie for me, is how many times did I check my phone while I was watching this film? Zero checks. My ass was in the seat the entire time and I was fucking locked in. Another crazy fact is this film was directed by Scott Derrickson, and Scott Derrickson has done he did the first Doctor Strange film, which in my opinion he should have stayed for the second one. Even though I didn't mind Sam Raimi, I think that he did a well enough job with the first one and he deserved to basically come back and run a sequel. He also did, oh my god, why am I forgetting it now? It's crazy how I was definitely remembering it before and then I'm completely forgetting it now. Oh, he did Black Phone. He's gonna be doing a sequel to Black Phone as well. And he did something else. Hold on, wait a minute. What's the other thing that he did? He did Sinister. There we go, Sinister. So he's really, really great at creating those super creepy, holy shit set pieces. And crazy enough, I didn't realize he also did the Day the Earth Stood Still. But he's really good at creating these super creepy set pieces that sit with you for a while because they just kind of super bug you out. But let me know what you guys think about The Gorge. Like I said, I thought it was absolutely fucking fantastic. I loved it from beginning to end, even if I feel as though the ending ended a little bit too fast for me. Comment down below with your thoughts. Let me know, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.